Service. This is Easy Boomer. It's my sports camera and unicycle, which helps me move faster. In a video shorter than 15 minutes, I would like to show you a place so that you can decide whether you like it and if it is worth visiting. Or maybe you expected something different and a trip here would be a waste of time. Today, an alternative look at Gdansk in the north of Poland. Let's go. Service. In today's video, as usual, under 15 minutes, I would like to show you an alternative side of Gdansk. We start with a view of the main town and the footbridge we recently crossed, now open for ships and boats to pass through. However, we leave it behind and move forward with Panorama River on the right. This time, I would like to show you a few alternative places, but moving between them can be quite monotonous, so the video will be sped up in parts. We are constantly moving along the Panorama River and heading towards the shipyard and post-shipyard areas. Straight ahead, we see the first shipyard cranes, and on the right side, the characteristic yellow and white silos for barley and malt for the brewing industry. The brick building on the left is the Milky Piter Art Gallery. In these areas, artists present their works in a quite free and unique way, including sculptures that we will be able to see in a moment. In front of us is a crane, a shipyard crane, one of several that are illuminated at night. On the left side, the first sculptures. And now more anthropoid figures and animals. We will speed up again because this will be a boring part of our trip. In a moment, another attraction, an invasion of robots. Some of them are already on the shore, some are just emerging from the water. And again, there's a more boring part ahead of us. We have to travel about 1 kilometer, so I'll play the film in high speed. We are constantly moving around the former shipyard areas, which are slowly, as you can see on the left, partially handed over to developers who are building new buildings here, the so-called Young City. Meanwhile, we are approaching Electrico Street in the morning, as it often happens in my films, and we see a place that is bustling with life in the evenings and on weekends. Various events and concerts take place here, e.g. in the building on the right. Food trucks appear here, music plays. The street is interestingly lit. There are a lot of people here in the evenings. You can have fun over drinks and food and have a nice evening and night. After reflecting on the empty spaces on Electrico Street, I came to record the upcoming fragment in the afternoon so that you could see this place open and teeming with life. There are a lot of young people and food trucks here. You can order a drink, listen to music, and spend time with friends in a quite industrial atmosphere. We leave this place to go to the facility that is probably the least alternative of our walk today. In principle, it should have been included in the so-called must-see, but it was not as popular as it is today. We will see objects related to the Solidarity Freedom Movement, which was active in Gdansk at the end of the 20th century and contributed to the fall of communism in this part of Europe. In front of us is the monument to the fallen shipyard workers, known as the Monument of the Three Crosses, and behind it is the European Solidarity Center, an interactive museum for those who want to learn more about the Solidarity movement, worker strikes, or the fall of communism. Meanwhile, we move towards the last attraction of the day, again at a mostly faster pace. This fragment is an exception because it wants to draw your attention to the building of the main railway station emerging on the left, quite characteristic of Gdansk. Now we are heading towards the last attraction without slowing down. On the right are the shipyard cranes that you recently saw up close. Between the trees, you can see a burgundy cross on Gradova Hill, where we are heading. The stairs are for you. I have to go around a small bend on my unicycle. We conquered Gradova Hill, and before we go to the viewpoint, I would like to show you these bastions, dating back to Napoleonic times. This is quite an interesting place where, apart from the restaurant and a large mast with a Polish flag waving when the wind blows, there is also the Hevelinum Center, an interactive museum whose name refers to the famous Gdansk brewer and astronomer Jan Hevelius. Now there's one last hill, so steep at the end that I have to get off the unicycle and cover it on foot. Don't think about climbing here in uncomfortable shoes. And here we are, our last attraction, a view of the panorama of Gdansk, the shipyards, and the main town. Thank you for riding together, and I hope you now have an opinion on whether Gdansk is worth visiting. See you on the next ride.